Good afternoon, everyone. In this video, we will be discussing one of Cairns' strangest train operations, known as the Cement Run. The Cement Run was first operated by a 1720 class under QR National before they renamed to Horizon. In 2012, Cairns Steam Railway took on the Cement Run for QR National, taking the cement to Portsmouth. In 2015, the cement contract had changed over to Pacific National to handle instead of QR National, but Cairns Steam Railway would continue to do the run, the only difference being taking the cement to the depot in Woree instead of Portsmouth. The shunt is typically operated by an Emu Bay Railway 11 class locomotive built by Walkers Limited and were designed similar to the Queensland Rail DH class. There were 5 initial locomotives built, all being delivered in 1969, numbered 1101 to 1105, but another 2 were delivered in 1971, numbered 1106 and 1107. The locomotives were sold off in 1998, along with all the other Emu Bay Railway collection. Most were sold to Cairns Steam Railway with the exception of 1104, which was bought by Downer to shunt trains in Maryborough alongside DH73. As well as that, 1107 was eventually sold to the Bellarine Railway for use on the Q train. All the rest are owned by CKSR, with 1101, 1105 and 1106 being repainted with a special Cairns Rail livery. 1102 and 1103 are both in the Savannah Depot in Edge Hill, with 1103 still wearing the Emu Bay Railway livery and still in a relatively good condition, whereas 1102 has had its bogies, shell, engine and hood taken off, seemingly to supply parts to the operational 11. The rolling stock on the cement run varies between 1 to 10 Pacific National RNWY wagons, though they typically operate 4 to 7. The wagons were built by CRRC Yangtze in 2018 for Pacific National and were designed to be a multi-use wagon used on intermodal trains, but currently they are mostly used for bulk sugar operations in the far north. The cement run typically operates on most weekdays around 11 a.m, with the exception of public holidays. Once cleared by traffic control, the driver will switch the tracks, allowing the train to go from the cement siding to the main line along Dutton Street. Afterwards, the cement train will typically pull up to the Coranda end of Platform 1, where they will uncouple and go towards Florence Street, but stopping just before the level crossing, where the tracks will switch, allowing them to go all the way down Platform 2 and over the Spence Street crossing, parking just before the cement siding turn-off, before reversing back towards Platform 1 to couple up to the wagons again. Just note, the following clips have been recorded over different days, so the number and weather may change. From here, they take the wagons down the main line, through Portsmouth and into the toll depot in Woree. Later on, the wagons will be placed onto the southbound Pacific National intermodal train to head towards Townsville. That is the cement run, and it is definitely one of the most unique rail operations here in Cairns, as they use vintage diesels to do it and also perform a run around at Cairns Station, which is something not typically seen since the Sunlander stopped operations. Hope you have enjoyed this explanation and the video itself, and thank you for sticking around to the end.